Why does this feel like last season when we missed out on the top four? Why do I feel like we've just failed our season again? We haven't really, like, nothing's changed from the beginning of today and the end of today. We're second place, and we knew that was going to happen, but it just feels, this feels really rubbish. And I think it's just because we've set our standards so high this season, and then to lose to Brighton 3-0 at home and then go to Nottingham Forest and lose 1-0 away from home, it's just, I've got so many questions. So many questions about this one. The formation, the system, the lack of effort from the boys. It just felt like they were already in Ibiza for the summer. You know, it's like, well done, guys. Second place. Man City have definitely won it. Let's just chill now. No. And that just, it's really wound me up more than anything, because these players have been absolutely fantastic all season long until, I don't know, the last 4 weeks. Really, really disappointing. And like I said, I've just got so many questions. What was this? I'm trying to get my head around it. You know, normally I record Operation Arsenal literally right after the full-time whistle, but I didn't do that today. I just thought, no, I'm just going to sit on it for a little bit. We went out for some dinner, and now I'm here, and I'm still just thinking, what's this about? Why is Kivior playing left back? I would understand if we had maybe a typical right back playing. Let's say we had a Maitland-Niles or a Cedric or whatever. Not Ben White, Tomiyasu, or Partey. It makes no sense, because we're literally playing 4 central-minded players. Let's face it, Ben White is a centre-back that's effective at right-back. We can get away with it because he's an intelligent player. But Partey, although he's played right-back throughout his career, he's not a right-back for Arsenal. Why wasn't White playing here, shift Gabriel and Kivior in, and play that as basically a 3 at the back? Because let's face it, it wasn't 4-3-3 today. I don't know what it was. I don't know, man. It doesn't make sense to me at all. And what has happened with our attacking players in the last few weeks? Saka, Jesus, even Trossard, Martinelli when he was playing a little bit as well, and Nketiah coming on. It's like they're toothless. Even Ødegaard, like, he gets a lot of the ball, a lot of those passes, which I was getting really frustrated with. You know, we're obviously in this half when we're attacking, and it's just here, just passing in, out, in, out. And there's no end of the play. It's always, we end up either crossing it in or making a pass inside that gets blocked or intercepted, or it's Jesus doing his usual, backing into someone and then losing it. And it just felt so, like I said, toothless. Really frustrating to watch that. But I do want to say congrats to Nottingham Forest, because I called it a few weeks ago. I said, I hope we don't relegate them if we were to potentially go and win there. And part of me thought that we wouldn't win there anyway, because I knew they would be in a scrap. And this win, this 1-0 win, which they deserved, by the way, has secured them safety. So fair play to them. I mean, look at this drivel. 82% of the ball for what? 11 shots? Okay. And what did we do with those 11 shots? I can't even remember Navas doing anything. Look at our shot map. What is that? It's just rubbish. And look, yes, a little bit unlucky with the goal we conceded. It's just a silly mistake from Ødegaard, which he's done a few times, by the way, where he likes to play the ball into the centre of midfield. It's a first touch pass. He receives it. He gives it back into midfield. No one was there. They break. They score. But if you look at the replay, Gabriel, who was a bit, I think, slow to react, actually, and it reminded me of the Southampton goal that we conceded, Theo Walcott. But he has slid in. He's got the ball, and he's literally tackled it into, I don't want to get his name wrong, Awoniyi, ex-Liverpool guy. It's literally bounced off his shin and gone in. It's very unlucky. And to be fair, Nottingham Forest didn't create that much in this game. But once you're 1-0 up against Arsenal, just play 9 at the back and you're good to go, because we'll just pass it and pass it and pass it and do nothing. Yeah, like I said, just so many questions. I feel like Arteta really didn't set us up very well today. Also, my God, Tierney and Vieira were woeful when they came on. Vieira, it's like he's made of paper mache. Like, he's literally the smallest, weakest midfielder I've ever seen play for Arsenal. It's actually astonishing. I really like the idea of having those tricky, low centre of gravity players. And I watched Santi Cazorla, Jack Wilshere, these players that were very effective with their body, despite them being quite small and not so physical. But Fabio Vieira, I mean, honestly, you breathe near him and he's on the floor. He is so weak. He needs to be stronger if he's going to get into this Arsenal side, because there's no doubt he's got the technical ability to be a very good player. But I don't know, man. Not if you're unable to even hold your own against a player that's, kind of just gently nudging you in a one-on-one. Like, it's just not good enough. And Tierney, bless the guy, should have started, in my opinion. I'm not saying that, he came on and did such a good job that he deserved to start the game, but looking at the system and how it eventually worked out for us, or didn't work out for us, it was much better when we had an outright left back. I mean, it just felt like we were playing with two weaknesses for no reason whatsoever. But Tierney, he does my head in, because he's so good. But his crossing ability is questionable at times, although sometimes deliveries work out, players get on the end of it and they score, whatever. But some of the deliveries, when we haven't got Giroud up front anymore, and just running the ball out of play, bad first touches, out of position when we were defending, just horrific from him. And I've got to wonder if we're not going to see him play for Arsenal again. He might not play next weekend, who knows? But I think a few players might have, potentially buried their careers for Arsenal today. It's not like they're gone because of today, but it might have been a moment for Arteta to look at the setup today and the players that we've got today and just make a few calls. Tierney ain't going to work. Yeah, Kivior isn't a left back, can't play him there. Yeah, Partey at right back didn't work. There's so many things that just did not work. But again, I want to stress fair play to Nottingham Forest, although it drove me mad how much time they spent on the floor. It was actually insane. It felt like half that game was literally watching Nottingham Forest players just on the floor getting treatment. And I get it. It's to stop Arsenal from playing. But here is the league. And of course, Man City have won it with 3 games to go. And look, that's really disappointing. Of course it is. And I'm not going to sit here and defend Arsenal and say, oh, we didn't bottle it. City are a machine. They were always going to win. Because the reality is, okay, Arsenal have bottled what is and what was a very good lead. And, we were top of the table for over 230 days or something stupid like that. And right at the end, when it matters most, we're seeing L's and draws and City have just gone on a run, and it's the perfect storm, really. We're going to finish second place. We already knew that, but it's just the fact that we couldn't just push on a little bit longer. And you know what, right? If we found eventually that it was going to go down to the last day against Wolves, okay, and if City won their final game, they'd win on goal difference or by 1 point or something like that. It's kind of like, well, fair enough. We just couldn't beat them to it. But it's the fact that we've just handed them such a comfortable run-in. And look, don't even think for a second that I'm saying that City were always going to win those games because it's City. Of course not. It's not easy to get the results every single week that you need. And we've shown that. But it's just a different mentality. There was an interview I just watched recently. Which one was it? I think it was Ramsdale and the other person talking. Was it Gundogan? There was a City player and Ramsdale. And the difference when they were asked the same questions, because it was about the run-in, and the mentality, I'm not saying Ramsdale doesn't have an elite mentality, but you can just tell the way he was answering the questions, it was very much like, we don't want too much pressure on us. We haven't been here before. We don't know what we're doing, And then with the City player, I think it was Gundogan, it was always like, we believe in ourselves. We can do this. We've been here before. And it's true. It's true. They've been there before. It is what it is. And there's confirmation of Nottingham Forest getting to 37 points, which is enough, of course. Predictions for next weekend then, although it's not over yet, we've still got some other games to be played. But on the final game, is it called the game week? I guess that's what they want to call it. Southampton already down. It looks increasingly likely that Leicester and Leeds will be joining them because Everton did pick up a point today. But you know what? I might make a bold call here. I just have a little sneaky feeling that Leicester are going to beat Newcastle. And I think Bournemouth will beat Everton and West Ham will beat Leeds. I don't know. There's something about that. I think Leicester are going to survive on goal difference, which is mental. Something like that. I don't know. I don't really want Everton to go down, but it would be interesting, wouldn't it? Such a big club to be going down like that. And same with Leicester. Like, man, they won the league not so long ago. Look at this, guys. It wasn't even that long ago. 2015-16, Mahrez, Kante, Vardy, just incredible. And now they're right at the bottom. But here is confirmation again that, City have won it. Would have been just incredible to see an Arsenal badge there, but it just wasn't meant to be. And, I hate doing this, but I did say, I knew this wasn't going to be the season where we actually win it. I just knew in the back of my brain and in my heart that we have absolutely, without a doubt, been overachieving this season. We were first place for so long, yes, but it just felt like at any point we were on that edge. We were just I don't know. It really sucks that I felt that way because obviously I love this club and I really wanted us to do it, but I just knew when you're up against a team like City, can you imagine the pressure knowing that week after week after week they're winning their games? And of course, throughout the season, they weren't at their absolute best, but they found something just magic in the last few months, as they always do. And the pressure's just been too much on a very young Arsenal side who, for sure, deserve to be given a lot of credit for pushing City all this way. And, you'll talk to the City players, and if you ask them, how did you win the title? I think a lot of them would say, well, the pressure from Arsenal was incredible, like to push us all the way like this, just as Liverpool have done, a few times. It just goes to show, though, that age is just a number. It's about the quality on the pitch. It's getting those results, grinding out results, the Villa game that we won and Bournemouth and moments like that, but we just couldn't quite get over the line, and it's a real shame. But one more Operation Arsenal episode to go. We've got Wolves at home. To think some people have spent thousands of pounds to get those tickets from, months ago because there was a chance we would lift the trophy, and now it's literally a pointless game. Like, we can't do anything. The only thing we can do now is just win our final game of the season, have a good atmosphere at the Emirates, because I can't imagine if we lose that game, it is going to feel a bit stinky around there, isn't it? And I wish I was going. I really do. But just finish on a high. Let's get the players out on the pitch after the game, after winning 4 or 5-0 against Wolves. Let's have a round of applause for the players, and we'll be saying goodbye to players like Granit Xhaka, who for sure I think is on his way, and of course there's other players that have probably played their final game at that point. And then go into the summer, good vibes, bring in a few players like Declan Rice, Caicedo, whoever, just reinforce this team, and we go again. That's all we've got to do, go again.